Hello everyone. Today I will show you an interesting game with a good countergame from black and a lot of victims. The game started with white's move, e4, d5, black answered, this is our Scandinavian defense. The most important thing in this position is the capture of Ed, the queen beats d5, black immediately wins back his central pawn, yes, they are substituted for the panty, and of course white plays knight c3, driving the queen somewhere. The best field for the queen is the field again. Also, sometimes the queen goes to d6, to d8, this is all theory, but the queen is again now considered a better continuation, more aggressive, it seems to me. The d4 play white captures the center, revealing his black field bishop. Danny artificially creates a bunch of horses for themselves, but there is nothing wrong with that. The knight at 6, black also began to develop their light pieces, because in the game only the queen is extremely wrong. The knight at 3 in response from white and the bishop at 4 immediately connect the knight with the queen. Both horses are tied up, but there is nothing wrong so far. The elephant goes to the field barely, white is already ready to cast, white got rid of the bundle thanks to his white elephant and the knight goes to the field for 6, black is also ready to cast, and mutual castling takes place on different flanks. And now it seems that who will have time to roll the pawns faster, black on the king or white on the queen. But in fact the position is absolutely equal and the knight is 5, white is playing quite aggressively. The idea is simple, to pick up a pawn on the field f7, declare a fork and win also the quality from above, but not everything is as simple as we would like. Diabetes on the d4 field. After leaving the field f3, the knight no longer protects the pawn. There were 2 attacks with pace, the rook breaks right away, of course you can't take everything, the queen will be lost, you need to solve something. And with a check on the field w4, white elephants are taken away, the knight hits the field w4 and the face leaves the fight on the field f3. And here the horse jumps on the e5 field. In fact, it was a mistake. Here it was necessary to play differently, here it was necessary to push the pawn according to the engine. I didn't fully consider this moment, he was in a hurry to show the party. Why was it necessary to push the pawn to drive away the knight, in order to also protect against the capture of the queen, let's say this pawn? But I really want to make a knight move on the field e5, centralize the knight, additionally protect the knight on the field w4, also attack the queen, but at the same time you also protect the pawn. It would seem that what is so bad about this course? But to be honest, you won't say much with the naked eye. But here white had to play the queen on the field barely and after black tried to drive away the knight, take it away, sacrifice for a pawn. Wagering, check with the attack. Loopholes are being closed. Until now, white has not won back a piece, but now the pawns are already evenly divided, because before that white threw a pawn on the d4 field. They just load the pieces. The rook is tied up, you need to protect it somehow. They protect her, of course, with a horse. They took away and ate the horse on the field for 4. As a result, the pawn on the e7 field becomes weak, white's face is more active now. The knight is in the game, the bishop is about to be developed somewhere, the rook will be put. White's position here turns out to be more pleasant. But this is all, to be honest, more of a computer option. It's not so easy to come up with all this and count it at the board. The queen h3 move was made at the board. They tie up the knight, attack him as well, and after the pawn moves on the e6 field, so that this bundle no longer works, white plays with a pawn on the f4 field. And it seems that everything is lost figure. Because look, they attack the knight, as soon as the knight departs, the second knight will be lost, because the rook no longer protects. The rook was blocked by the same pawn, to which they attacked the second knight in this very beautiful bundle. 2 knights with each other, when connected, it seems to me that it is very beautiful, but still I like it more when a pawn protects an elephant protects a pawn. When such small islands are obtained, it seems to me more powerful and interesting. Well, this is all taste. And here it was necessary to play a white bishop e3 instead of a pawn move, to attack the rook. Yes, you give your bishop to Chernopol, but the position still somehow holds. Here, of course, you can't take the horse, because the fairy protects, I'm just saying that just in case. Here. And the position is still nicer for black. They have a bishop, a knight can't take a pawn, 2 defenses from a knight and from leisure. Pawns now just seem to me to be going to pile on the king's flank, and white is already SOSO. Here. But according to the material, black even has an extra pawn. Instead, they play f4 as it was in the game, and no one loses here. No one takes anything anywhere. They played bishop c5. Black's development is very powerful. The pieces are next to the opponent's king. The bishop is ambushed. Frightened by this ambush, the king goes to the Ashady field. Quite a logical move, because well, you can't take the knight because of the hidden check with the queen winning, and there are still a bunch of other ideas. But still, the king has moved away and it seems that everything is open. There is no shah, there are no special problems. And here is the sacrifice of a horse in 2 checks. It's not worth taking the knight, but if you don't take it, then you lose the queen. You don't want to lose either, so you have to take the knight and leisure d1 check. The victim is also a lad. If you close, then checkmate, and if you take a loophole on the field d1, the queen arrives on the field e1, check, we close the loophole and get a checkmate. That is, you either lose the queen for an easy piece and still have a very strong attack on the white king, or you are already being forcibly shaken without any protection if you take this knight. It would have turned out to be just a couple of mistakes. Moreover, white wanted to win the piece and thought that by the move of f4 they were winning it. But look, if you play 4, as it was played in the game, a very important diagonal is weakened. Firstly, that is, it is exposed, no one protects it, no one holds it, but white, I think, did not think about it at that moment, and here immediately the bishop goes and emphasizes this weakness. That is, black did not try to somehow protect the knight, did not try to somehow take him away so that it was possible to continue to hold some position. They continued to press. Pressure in chess is very important. This is not the first time I have said this, and perhaps even in one of the previous videos I said it, but I will not stop saying it, and I will stop adding this useful information to you, as it seems to me, your beautiful developed mind. You need to put pressure on your opponent. The more you push, the more likely it is that he will break and lose. But you need to push carefully, without losing yourself and without sacrificing a bunch of figures in some crazy, incomprehensible, unnecessary sacrifices. Then you yourself sit at the broken trough. That's the kind of party we have today in Scandinavia. I hope you enjoyed it. You can even try this opening yourself, but of course you need to pick it up. There are other options for this debut. This is just a drop in the great sea, even the ocean of chess openings, positions and everything else that can help you develop intellectually, morally and spiritually. Thank you so much for watching. Write comments, subscribe to the channel. Videos are released daily. I wish you happiness, health and a peaceful sky over your head. Bye bye.